I was approached about taking a full-time job this week. It's a good job. I'm going to thrive in the gig economy. Would you like to learn too? You know, as a freelancer, you get used to certain benefits and certain disadvantages to being your own boss. And then somebody comes along and offers you a really good full-time job, and you get tempted. You get tempted, you know? And that's what happened to me this week, and I'm not so sure what's going to happen in the long run. Uh, this week, an editor-in-chief of a newspaper down south contacted me. She had got my name from a former colleague and asked me if I were willing to become the city editor of the newspaper, daily newspaper. I would have had a decent-sized staff for this size newspaper, and I would have been in charge of running, coverage for the city and county governments, the police, the courts, basically the city section of the newspaper. And it was intriguing because, number one, I mentioned before, one of the things we're trying to do is cut our cost of living by selling this house and moving outside New Jersey, which is an expensive state to live in. So going down south was good. It's a little bit cheaper, a lot cheaper actually, when you add in the taxes. It's closer to my kids, so that was good. It's an opportunity to be a boss, which I like. Opportunity to get in deep with local coverage. And I enjoyed my very first job at a newspaper, which was way back when I was a police reporter in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. So a lot of benefits to taking the job, you know. The fact is, I kind of like the freelance life. And I had just been having a discussion with a woman who runs her own marketing firm, and she's my age, and we were talking about how we don't want to go back to the corporate world. I don't know that I would want to do that, being stuck where I'd have to make sure I showed up at a certain hour of the day and leave it, and I had to answer to certain people all day and things like that. I just don't know that I want to go back to that lifestyle. But it's a good job. It's a good job. Have you faced this as a freelancer? Have you been in a situation where somebody's approached you about taking a full-time job and you're not sure about it? I really was against taking it at first. Just dead set I wanted to just turn it down. But as you know, because I've said this in the past, I always believe you should take interviews. And I still believe that. I still believe that you should always take the interview because it's a chance for you to meet people, a chance for you to get a little bit more of a feel on what's going on in the industry. It's good networking. It's also good practice for your interviewing. Do you agree with that? If so, please hit the like button, maybe comment about interviewing. So I took the interview, and I got along really well with this editor, and fortunately, she's not looking to hire right away. She said that she just started, she needs to get some things settled, and she's probably not going to really start the hiring process for a few months. So I said, good, because I don't want to make I don't want to make a decision right now. And I'm one of those people that if I don't have to make the decision, I figure, you might as well keep your options open, So I told her we'd stay in touch, and who knows, maybe in a few months, if she approaches me again, when the time comes, I'll have to make a decision. Right now, my inclination is to lean against it, but you never know. You never know what might happen in the next few months, and we'll see. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think you ought to take a job and leave the freelance world if the right job comes along, or should you stay dedicated to being a freelancer? I'd really like to hear your thoughts on it, and talk to you next week.